Oh yeah. Love POV gardening forever. Okay, am I the first YouTuber, vlogger, person who ever did POV gardening? Alright, so one of the funnest joys about doing some sort of virtuous outdoor gardening is honestly there's like zero utility behind it. You just do it for funsies. And I think the thing that's actually exciting is the more you do it, the more hidden treasure you discover. All right, and also some random thoughts. So how to stomach volatility. Maybe this will be part of a new Eric Kim, hybrid methodology where I'm doing gardening work and I'm also talking to y'all. All right, so the first thing is, all right, you ain't gonna die, you're fine. I mean, honestly, the big thing is as long as your kid's healthy and alive and happy, you're alive and happy, it's all good in the neighborhood. So, and actually what's kind of interesting too is doing gardening work or whatever, right? There's really, once again, like, I think it's quite empowering because it allows you to connect or reconnect with nature, and it just puts you in good vibes. All right, so the first thought is, just, how to stomach volatility in life. The secret is simple. Is you just kind of, put your Bitcoins or MSTR stock or everything and just bury it in a hole and just don't look at it. Because actually the thing is, when we're always looking at things too frequently, you end up making irrational, short-term decisions. And also the bigger truth is you should not be putting any money in your investing that you're not going to have to touch for at least 4 years, at least, right? And like everyone's like, Bitcoin, whatever, right? But the truth is, just don't forget where we started. Like, started from the bottom, now we're here, right? So, for example, it was just the other day where, so it's a good idea to essentially frame yourself to a different path. So, for example, I frame myself to the position in which I remember when Bitcoin was stuck at 60,000 for the longest, then dipped down to 30,000, and essentially the whole crypto winter, the whole Bitcoin winter, I was just like totally ignorant of prices of Bitcoin, just never looked at it. And what I essentially did with my time was blogging, vlogging, hype lifting really heavy stuff. And actually this is the biggest thought too, is the best way to get out of your brain is it's very simple. Just lift insanely heavy weights. It's like the best way to grow balls of chutzpah. It's the best way to build the big balls and the big chutzpah. It's shout out to all my Yiddish Jewish speaking friends, right? Mazel tov, it's a celebration, bitches, right? And yeah, like it's funny because Bitcoin, I mean, obviously I'm like kind of surprised too. It's like to see it dipping below what's like 95,000 right now or something like that, right? It's to see a dip behind 100. But if I could tell you a year ago that your Bitcoin that's worth $25,000 a coin, $22,000 a coin would be $95,000 a coin, you would be overjoyed. So I think as a simple strategy, it just essentially priming yourself, or you're framing yourself in the past, is a good one. And also, like, and the big truth too is, like, even if you was already a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, it's like, what is the practical utility? Everyone's always trying to live for some sort of uncertain future. Like, once you're a trillionaire, it's like, it's fine, I guess, but people want the number to just keep going up indefinitely. And so honestly, still my honest thought is I think Bitcoin is like zero risk. Even MSTR like strategy, like I think like I'm like sailor till I die. I think his probably one of the prime reasons why Bitcoin even got to 126,000 in the first place. And even the what, going from 126,000 to 95 is actually not that big of a dip. Like I've seen Bitcoin go from 60,000 down to like 10,000. So yeah, like I guess it's just like having experience as a wise teacher. And yeah, other things that's been randomly kind of nice is I've been doing hot yoga with Cindy, and I'm actually thinking about maybe even trying to do it on daily, because it's like a really good way to, you know, ZTFO, zen the F out, just like my friend Big Sean said. And essentially like you can't control the weather. Like right now it's kind of like wet and dreary in LA, but actually the good thing about doing hot yoga is, irrespective of the weather, yeah, you're gonna feel great. You do a hot yoga session, get all the endorphins, all the pretty peoples. And actually another random thought I had too is like, oh, maybe I'll start doing some more, you know, how to conquer your fears or social courage workshops in LA or whatever, because I think I was listening to a Michael Saylor interview, and he said the two most important parts of your life is A, when you were born, and B, when you discover your life purpose. So I think yeah, my life purpose is like, you know, obviously I'm only human too, but I think I'm actually very well positioned to you know, be the most zen, stoic, badass investor of all time, because, you know, obviously drawdowns, you know, like it's kind of annoying. It's just like more annoying than anything. It doesn't really bother me, because I know that, yeah, I have like extreme certainty that just give it some time, MSTR is going to hit 500, 550, 570, 700, 800, then it's going to draw down back to 500. Everyone's going to start running around and calling doomsday or whatevs, right? Now I think this is still where stoicism is best, is that, you know, like, just imagine the worst possible scenario, which is actually, ironically, I learned this from Nassim Taleb, it's actually not your death, it's actually the death of your kid. And I encourage everyone in this planet to have at least one kid. I mean, ideally 2 kids or more. I actually met this couple at the yoga studio. They have 5 kids. I'm like, whoa, that's like pretty awesome. And yeah, like once you have something bigger than yourself to live for, yeah, and what are some other things? Yeah, so I still think that yeah, the whole volatility is a bug, not a feature. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's true, is that if you want Bitcoin to hit 200,000, 500,000, a milli, 1.5 milli, you know, a billy, whatever we want it to be, yeah, you're gonna have to stomach the volatility. So if I was a genie and I could tell you with 100% certainty that, you know, Bitcoin, MSTR will keep going up and to the right forever, but it's going to have extreme high volatility, would you do it? So even if I could tell you with 100% certainty, Bitcoin or MSTR will have drawdowns of, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, 80%. But if you're just patient and, you know, you just hold, it will become 1,000 a share, 2,000, 10,000 a share. It will 10x, 1,000x, 1 millionx, 1 trillionx, 1,000x. Would you do it? Obviously, yeah. And yeah, just ignore everyone but yourself. Stay focused. Look at the horizon. Yeah, and just know that the future is propitious and the world is a extremely beautiful place, and we're so grateful to be living in it. So yeah, ways to stay optimistic and positive. I mean, actually last night I feel effing amazing because I slept 12 hours last night. Slept around 7:30. Ate 4 pounds of meat to my meat barbecue in the backyard. Then woke up to it at like 7:30. So I feel effing phenomenal. I'm ready to crush another personal record or PR today. It's what keeps me going. Yeah, so I encourage everyone to every day engage with as much physical activity as possible. If in fact, actually, if you're the ultra, giga chat investor, I'm actually really close to lifting 2,000 pounds. It's kind of awesome. Yeah, just keep pushing your physiological limits. Seems like a very fun way to live your life, especially if you're a man. And honestly, this sounds kind of what is, but yeah, I think the only reason why it's typically us men who do Bitcoin investing, MSTR investing, whatevs, right? Is like honestly, like 99% of men could barely, 99.999% of men could barely stomach the volatility, let alone anybody else. And yeah, I think the truth is in life, life is too short to be basic. You don't want to live a basic life. Nobody wants to live a basic life. We all want to live a grand, meaningful, epic life. So yeah, so what does that mean? So in my eyes, what that means is just put your courage in terms of what you believe in. I mean, even things that when I look back in retrospect, in terms of my photography, street photography, open source stuff, I'm so proud that I had the courage and the conviction. And I mean, honestly, it seemed pretty obvious to just post everything for free. And we're also kind of going through this interesting AI ChatGPT moment in which information, there's like a quadrillion pieces of information out there. And even photos, videos, it's all being there's really not a rationally a good future ahead for any human-based creator, because AI could do what you do except like a quadrillion times faster, more efficiently, and actually probably better. And so my thought is, with AI and creators, essentially we're going to become the new pilots, we're going to become the new master controllers, rather than the operators, or sorry, the technicians. So yeah, and I kind of also, maybe it's a good time to rewatch The Matrix, because what does Neo live for? He don't live to make billions and trillions of dollars. If anything, I was actually even thinking about, I don't think I actually ever watched the OG original Tron movie. I mean, it looked a little bit lame, but I'm like, oh, maybe I should give it a watch to think more about like the digital world, cyber stuff. Even I'm like still pretty amped about the new Tron Ares movie. I'm just kind of waiting for it to come out on streaming or something so I could watch it in peace. Not in some like stupid theater. And actually, in fact, some thoughts for Disney Max, HBO, Apple TV, etc. is, I think, okay, so my thought about the future of movies, right? There should always be an option that this could be a simple idea. You could watch it in theaters, or you could stream it immediately and then like charge a super big premium, like $50 or something like that. Like that would be a super smart idea. And people are like, oh yeah, but piracy did it. I'm like, bro, there's like 10 quadrillion pieces of content and movies and shows to watch out. Like, if anything, we kind of live in a world where you almost have to like pay money for people to watch your whatevers, right? It's like it's just, the world is so ultra super turbo hyper saturated with everything and anything. And so I think we also need to kind of be humble in the sense that, like, honestly, no one wants to watch your movie, and then no one wants to listen to your album or whatever, right? If anything, like, even if you give away for free, do people even have the time to watch it, to listen to it? Like, who's got 2 hours to sit in a theater nowadays? Like, everyone wants things fast because fast is actually better. And even the whole format for traditional movies is kind of flawed. Like, you know, why is it that a movie needs to arbitrarily be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, you know, hopefully not 3 hours like Avengers. I didn't watch it. And actually even bigger than that, it's actually not even media which is the future. I still think that I think ultimately the best kind of media is still probably POV, because at least it's like motivational. It kind of encourages people to move. Even if you're just a creator, right? Just get the cheapest GoPro Mini, or get the new Hero, what, the Max 2 or something. Shoot POVs. The reason why I think POV videos are the future is because, like, you know, whenever we watch sports or movies or whatever, right? The desire, the hope is we could actually become that person. And I actually still think that, you know, VR, immersive media, you know, spatial media, whatever you want to call it, it's only good if, how do you say, if the viewer could control the angles. So this is where people want to buy the Apple Vision Pro, because Apple Vision is for PR0N. Anyone who thinks otherwise is not being honest. It's like, think about it, it's like even Mark Zuckerberg, right? The dude was like super into, you know, hot girls when he was back in college, right? Like, question, has Mark Zuckerberg ever seen VR porn on the Oculus Rift or the Meta Quest, question mark? Yes or no? I'll let you decide, because you already probably know the answer. And honestly, even at the end of the day, you know, prawn is not even a big deal. I mean, honestly, most of the girls in porn are actually really like not attracted. They're all pretty UGLY. And so what's actually more fun and interesting is to actually interact with real life people and women. So a more virtuous thing you do is just go to the nearest hot yoga place. That's where all the pretty girls are anyways. And just like, you don't even have to, like, you know, everyone wants to, you know, bed a beautiful woman, but honestly, the only purpose for intercourse is to have kids. So if you don't want to have a baby with that person, don't do the baby dance, because that's it's about. And then people are kind of like so silly. It's like, don't you know that the only reason why, you know, we're programmed to have you know, sexual pleasure is because if it didn't feel good to have babies, we would never make any babies. And yeah, it's people, yeah, babies are the future. If there ain't no babies, ain't no future. And people are like, oh, but the world's gonna come. I'm like, bro, you're just spending too much time on like all these silly media conspiracy theories. Yeah, the world's gonna be fine. Am I the only one thing? I'm like, yeah, like everyone thinks the world's gonna, like, you know, be uninhabitable. I'm like, nah, I think the earth will be around for at least like another 100 million years. And then they're like, tell me the science behind it, bro. And I'm like, you can't, no one's gonna be alive to 100 million years from now, so you can't prove that I'm gonna be right. You're not gonna prove that I'm wrong. But essentially, just, you remember when our friend Al Gore was like, oh, inconvenient truth, the world's gonna boil over, and then, you know, obviously it's not. There's always some sort of weird vegan fake protein powder company. Even James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of them want to make the big bucks from selling us hydrogenized soybean. So if you're curious, how did I become so insane? I think I'm like above 11x body weight lift. Essentially, yeah, it's simple. It's like 11 to 12 hours of sleep a night, 100% carnivore diet. Last night I cooked about 4 pounds of burgers. That's around like 2 kilograms of meat. Yeah, and then, you know, people are like, oh, how's your digestion? Colon? Like, yeah, it's fine. I go number 2 once a day, and just intermittent fasting, no breakfast, no lunch, only dinner. During the day, just drink in the morning, drink strong coffee, black coffee, Robusta, ideally fine Robusta. Maybe I'll start producing more. If not, just get some sort of strong Robusta beans. Like, you know, even I tried a little bit of Death Wish coffee. It tastes terrible, but you know, at least it's Robusta, so it works. There's another Creo. That's actually my friend Kelly. I might start buying more coffee from her. Creo. Creo, they have tea too. Essentially what my friend Kelly, her sister, has also fine Robusta from Vietnam. So yeah, I think that's kind of a good idea. There's another girl named Debbie Wu or something who does something called Copper Cow coffee, which is also the Vietnamese Robusta beans. So okay, so this is a big thought. If you want more energy, juice, and hype in your life, you only want to be drinking Robusta, not Arabica. So this is my theory. Arabica is so sweet, and I think it's too sugary. It's like naturally sugary. Robusta, you know, not. And so you actually get a better buzz off of it. And this is also the thing I learned, right? Make it super effing strong, like kind of cold brew style. I use a clever dripper. I just let it extract overnight. And just drink half a cup of like super strong Robusta, ideally fine Robusta. Sorry, I actually gave away all my Eric Kim Bitcoin coffee and sold out of the omakase coffee. So next time there's a drop, I'll let you know. But yeah, and just drink half a cup of really strong Robusta first thing in the morning. Yeah, and the rest of the day, just, you know, do hot yoga, go on a hike, ride your bike, go on a walk, put on your weight vest, lift weights, get super jacked and swole. And whoa, I made some good progress. And yeah, and I think in life, yeah, like, you know, once again, life is too short to be basic. So how do you become less basic in life? Once again, I think the biggest distractor, and this is actually a new thing I've been doing. So now that I got a big ass single family house, huge mansion, 7,000 square feet, single family house in a detached garage. So a new thing that I've actually been doing, which is kind of interesting, is I actually charge all my devices, my iPad, my iPhone, and even my cameras in the garage. And when I'm in the main house, I just hang out and play with Seneca. I sleep better, I'm less distracted. And yeah, I think it's a better way to live. Even a thought that I have is oh yeah, good progress, is yeah, like if you don't have a garage, most of us don't, right? Just if you have a car, just charge it in your car, or just lock it, turn it all the way off and put it in a drawer, or just turn it all the way off and leave it in your car and then just read books at home and just throw your smart TV in the trash. Nobody needs that. And yeah, like charcoal grilling, outdoor. Wow, okay. Look at this, guys. Good progress on pumpkin seeds. Are very easy to grow in this Costco egg container. Oh yeah, look at the pumpkins go. Look at them go. Yeah, best additive of all time. Just create a little sand pit for your kid. Yeah, and yeah, actually I think the virtues of gardening is, you know, scissors are the only tool that one needs on the planet. It's gonna rain in LA this week, so I might think about moving my gym inside. Oh yeah, check out the Eric Kim Tron bike. So yeah, I think in life, just don't take life and don't take things too seriously. Also, a big thought that I had too was the big downside of phones, smartphones, even iPads and stuff, right? Is that the moment that you use it is actually the moment that you stop moving. So I think the reason why I find this so disturbing whenever I see kids watching stuff on YouTube, since I've never watched YouTube or movies or media, is the second that a kid starts watching it, they just like stop moving, and actually it's quite disturbing. And so my thought is, this kid's becoming, you know, stuck on a sedentary life, it's actually socialized pretty early, and you know, I mean, obviously, like, this is a free country, you could do whatever you want, but I think I mean, also, isn't it like like if you're a parent, right, isn't it your goal, like, you don't want to have a basic kid? No one wants a basic kid. I mean, it's like, don't you want a extraordinary kid? He's like, yeah, but it's too hard. But I mean, like, well, not really. I think my thoughts about being human, the human condition, and, you know, life in general is, the more exceptionally we try to live, yeah, like, the happier we're gonna be, the better off we're gonna be, etc. And I'm also grateful for my teachers, you know, growing up in the States. Also my grandma, my mom, everybody who taught me that, you know, essentially I could do anything. Shout out to my coach, Coach Greg Lowe too, and also all my Boy Scouts, Scoutmasters. So yeah, so now what? Yeah, I think the future of media stuff is, it must be positive. It has to be motivational. Life is too short for negativity. Yeah, like, even being here in LA, I'm like, man, am I the friendliest guy in this whole city? Maybe. People are like, oh, are you new to LA? Why are you so nice? I'm like, oh, it's because I'm a joyful, happy, you know, grateful person. And essentially I live like a poor person. The only thing I ever, and this is the big epiphany I had too. I'm like, man, I love my Prius. I'm like, I'm gonna have the first 1 million mile Prius. And if you ever seen all the 3M vinyl wraps I put on it, people love my Prius. They check it out. They're like, even the kids love it. They love it. Yeah, also in terms of global macroeconomic thoughts is, you know, people think Trump's devil. Nah, it's fine. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Everything will be a-okay. Well, I also listened to this interesting interview with the founder of Telegram, with Lex Friedman. And then he actually had a super interesting philosophical thought where he said, well, actually the truth is humanity is already perfect the way it is. And so if you kind of embrace the big idea that, oh, actually, what if humanity was already perfect and doesn't need to be quote unquote improved, which is what a lot of foolish individuals think. I think actually, if you think about all the violence and all the ills and the crimes that happen when people try to quote unquote improve humanity, right? It wasn't just like, you know, Hitler. It was like, you know, a lot of the early Christian missionaries, you know, the communists, all of them, right? You know, the general idea for communism seems kind of good in principle, but in practice it's a terrible idea, because you just create a society of just like very boring, average, uninteresting people. And this is where, you know, I still think that Nietzsche is probably the best philosopher of all time, because, you know, he had the interesting insight that actually, no, it's the world needs more Ubermen, or Overmen, the individuals who are actually interesting, and they seem very quote unquote evil and unethical. But yeah, but then the ultimate Dionysian ideal then is interesting, is essentially imagine a Dionysus with the heart of a Jesus. So I still think this is where being Catholic, I'm pretty proud to be Catholic. It's like the Holy Roman Empire Mark II. Some other thoughts. Yeah, I think yeah, GoPro. I'm still thinking if I should get the new Hero Max. Concerned it might be a little bit too heavy, but apparently it has a better POV, which is also good. Also, I was telling the guy the yoga place, he does like spatial. He's talking about like, oh, and like in Vegas, they're selling what, like $1 million a day of tickets of just like OG Wizard of Oz, but like on a big ass screen. I'm like, oh, that seems kind of interesting. But still, I think, I don't know, any sort of media in which you had to be stuck indoors, to me is not worth all the money in the world. I think we humans are designed to be outside. Even what's kind of interesting too is, I think the reason why people are so miserable, they spend too much time indoors. Almost nobody is kind of miserable when they're camping or hiking and stuff, because you just spend more time outside. And also I almost feel like with schools and stuff like that too, right? Like, you know, the current model should be inverted, where 90% of the day should just be like kids playing outside and having fun, doing sports and physical activities, and then only 10 to 20% of the time is, you know, indoors doing other stuff. And if anything, or even like if you could just teach the classroom, you know, outdoors. Like even apparently they tried to experiment with that in Santa Monica. It's like, oh, like if you just had a classroom at the beach. I'm like, that sounds awesome. Kids love the beach. Kids love nature. So yeah, I think that's where just like following kids is good. Other thoughts. Oh yeah, shout out to my friend Matthias. There's no such thing as bad clothes, bad weather, only bad clothing. So just always be prepared. Oh, the newest come up that I discovered, especially on rainy days, these essentially Gore-Tex military legging or pants that you just put on, and I'm wearing La Sportiva Gore-Tex boots on rainy days only. Otherwise I'm with my Vibrams. Yeah, like that seems like the best way to live life. If anything, like when the weather's cold, right? Just, I don't know, wear 10 layers of clothes, get super warm and cozy up until the point that you're actually too hot, that you gotta kind of strip down. Seems like kind of a better strategy than just trying to force yourself to be cold and miserable the whole time. Yeah, even like for cheap options, the Uniqlo heat tech stuff works good. If you want better options, you know, even just like getting cheap stuff on Amazon, any merino wool leggings or long sleeves or hoodies also seems like a good idea. Or, you know, just go to the closet. You probably already have like a quadrillion jackets and hoodies. Yeah, just layer up. It's the simplest first principle that you learn in hiking and Boy Scouts too, is yeah, like put on a t-shirt, a long sleeve, a mid layer, a base layer, top layer, put on I'm like, think about it. Okay, if you put on like 10 down jackets, could you be cold? Probably not. So I also think that the biggest issue is the reason why a lot of people are miserable, especially in the weather, is people are just actually underdressed, or they're not dressed for the appropriate weather. If you're dressed appropriately, yeah, you're gonna have fun. Like even kids, they love it when it rains because they got the rain boots and they could just kind of jump into the puddles and stuff, right? Oh yeah. The funny thing with gardening too, right? Okay, all you need is a pair of scissors. Just get rid of all the crap. You don't need any of this crap. And also look at all this random furniture that the previous owner left behind. Need to figure out how to do the trash removal services. And actually the big thought too is, in life, the goal isn't to actually acquire more objects, acquire more cars or whatever, right? It's actually to get rid of more crap. It's like, look at all this crap. It's like nobody wants. And then I can't believe people spend money on this. I'm like, this stuff's like worse than junk, because it just kind of crowds out your life in a negative way. So yeah, the best way to recover space and whatever you could do on your digital devices is just mass deletion, mass getting rid of stuff. Even reformatting is I used to work in IT. That's like the #1 easiest way to get rid of like 99% of computer issues. Is just reformat the computer and it tends to work pretty good. Yeah, so anyways, time to get back to the lifting. Oh yeah, I love my gym, my life, my property forever. Yeah.